Hello everybody. Okay, here we are today. This is Cooking by Alessandra. My name is Alessandra, and of course by my name and my previous recipes you probably realize I am 100% Italian. I'm actually Italian American. Came here when I was 10 years old. Still do plenty of Italian food in the house. 27 years ago I married a lovely Pakistani, and a lot of my cooking today is Italian, American, Pakistani, Indian, and food is love. And through food, that's how I share my love. My father-in-law lived with us for many years. We called him Baba. Taught me a real passion for Pakistani Indian cooking. He was born in Bangalore, India in 1929, and we just lost him last year. But through his food, we still remember him. So today I'm going to make keema aloo payas. Okay, to start with, let's talk about ingredients. I have 2 medium sliced onions. I have a garlic and ginger, and later on as I'm cooking, I'll give you a little tip how to always have this handy. 3 organic diced potatoes, half a kilo or 1 pound of keema, which is beef, ground beef, roughly 2 cups of frozen peas, 4 plum tomatoes cut up in pieces, and here for the spices I have turmeric, chili powder, and coriander powder, and of course oil. So let's get started by putting the oil in a large skillet pan. Okay, again, just coat the bottom. I don't really measure it. Roughly, I would think this is about a little bit, maybe a third of a cup. Okay, now let's rise the heat. Okay, now this process, very interestingly, it's called bagar. Again, everything I know about my Asian cooking, my Indian Pakistani cooking is through my father-in-law. So get the oil nice and hot and put in your onions. You don't want to slice up the onions too thick, because part of the process is that the onions need to caramelize, okay? So you want the heat very high, and you want the onions to cook and kind of burn a little bit. Now, what we do in Italian cooking, when we're cooking and we evaporate with the wine in order to bring down the cooking, in this type of cooking, I add water so that the onions don't burn. So they keep cooking and they keep caramelizing. Okay, exactly. Now the onions are caramelizing and burning a little bit. So this is the part where you add a little water, and of course it's going to splatter a little bit, but so worth it. And as you could see, it breaks off the frying process and keeps cooking the onions. Okay? Okay, about 3 minutes have passed. The onions have bagared beautifully. And bagared means fried, caramelized beautifully. Now it's time to put the garlic and ginger, adrak lasan, as my Baba would say. Okay, so now we get that in. Now, I'm going to lower just a little bit. I don't want anything to burn, so I'm just going to lower the heat a little bit. Now, the garlic and ginger, what I do is, when we go to the Indian market, buy lots of it, come home, mince it, put it in Ziploc bag in a flat layer, and kind of create edges. So like that, when I need it, right out of the freezer, I just break off a chunk, and there I have it, nice and fresh and ready to use. Otherwise, every time you cook, if you got to do that process, you go crazy. Okay, coming back to my ingredients here that are frying away. Okay, there it is, beautiful. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to add a little water because I don't want to burn the garlic. That's very important that I've lowered my heat too, so it's not going to be like so hard, like such a high heat and burn everything, okay? So now I'm going to put my first teaspoon, it's left I would say half of a teaspoon, depending on the heat that you want, of the chili powder and the turmeric, known as Aldi. Okay. And also we're going to put the coriander, which is known as the dhania. Okay. You know what? I always like the Aldi just a little bit more. I'm gonna put, I don't know, as I'm cooking. That's another thing. The measurements are kind of tough because I usually go as I cook. That's when I decide to put the different stuff. Okay, now I'm going to put the chopped meat. If you're in a country or in a place that you could get your chopped meat double minced, do that. Unfortunately, we here buy it in a store, so you can't really get it double minced. So what I do, once I put it in and I start sauteing, now higher your heat because you want the meat to saute, not steam. I just stand here and keep hitting it with a flat edge spoon, wooden spoon, so it all becomes very fine. Okay, so now the meat is browned, it's well incorporated, it's all shredded. That took about, let's say, 3 minutes, not more than that. Now the next step will be the tomatoes. Higher your heat so it starts melting away. If you don't have fresh tomatoes, you could also use a small can of chopped tomatoes. But of course, fresh is best. About 5 minutes have passed. This is what it looks like. And now I'm going to put the rest of the ingredients. I did forget to show you salt before. So of course you need salt. So I'm putting it right now. Mix it and go all in. And I'm going to get my peas inside. They're still very cold, so I'm going to add the flame on it. And the last ingredient would be your potatoes. And that's it. Mix it all in. Put a lid on, like my father-in-law would say, put it on dumb and let it cook until the potatoes are cooked through and the oil comes up. So here we are. Let me just stir it. See you back in a little bit to finally taste it. Okay, 30 minutes have gone by. Let's take a look at the keema aloo peas. And it looks wonderful. The oil has come up and the potato looks cooked. So guess what? Let's give it a nice taste. I know it's going to be spicy, which is good. And this meal is perfect with a nice side of basmati rice or naan. We usually purchase naan and we just warm them up in a frying pan, and they come frozen, so it's wonderful to be able to have that. Okay, here it goes. It's perfect. Spicy but wonderful. Good evening. Be safe, stay healthy, and we are all in this together.